the Armenian Hall for some dances.
And you play saxophone.
Mm-hmm. No, that wasn't the Lions Club band. That was just the band, I guess, from the school.
You had more than one band you were in.
Uh,
Interesting. What do you remember about your dad, your parents? Talk a little
my
bit about
dad
them.
was my dad was strict, and he never spanked us. But I would never want to take a lecture from him because when he got angry with us, I mean, I would have. That's why I never did anything wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he was strict. He used to be a boxer, and he had some really strong arms and stuff.
You like to swim?
He loved his parents. Every time we went to see my grandfather, he always slipped him some money. Put it in his palm of his hand. Loved his family, loved his sisters.
He played guitar. I remember he had an electric guitar he'd always play. With that little amp.
He tried. He gave you the guitar.
Yeah.
When he died, he gave it to you.
Yeah.
Did you pawn it?
No, I don't remember that. But probably broke it or something. I was a kid. I don't know.
Oh, you were little.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
He only lived to be about 54, 55. He didn't live long.
Wow. How did he pass away?
That's a heartbreaking story. He had a bleeding ulcer, and he didn't have any insurance. So he tried to go to the hospital, and they wouldn't take him because he didn't have the insurance. So then he tried to get some aid, but they wouldn't give him any aid because he had too many assets. Because he had a car and he had a house. And so my sister, who was a nurse, got him into the Whittier Presbyterian Hospital. And they started treating him there. And then the ulcer turned into kidney problems. And then he needed dialysis. And then we couldn't find anybody to give him dialysis because any dialysis machine that they had then, they were saving for the younger people. So, and then we were trying to get him to dialysis. And he had to go to a psychologist, psychiatrist, and all this. And they were crazier than my dad. Some of the questions that they asked were ridiculous. But I used to take him to these different appointments. And I went with him quite a bit. I used to take off work and go take him to the hospital, go take him to the psychiatrist. It was quite an ordeal.
It's almost like going for an interview if you're responsible enough to have
It was
organ donated, and it's not. It's just dialysis.
He suffered. He suffered a lot. And then that's why I was telling the sisters that whenever I could, I would stop. When I was Catholic then, I would stop. In Catholic churches, you have doors open. I mean, you don't have to wait till the building's open. So I'd stop in whatever church there was, and I'd go inside, kneel down, and I'd pray, for my dad. And finally, he went to he was taking dialysis someplace in Pasadena. No, was that, yeah, and a doctor saw him for some reason or other, was going to get him on a dialysis machine of his own. But by the time he was going to be able to do that, he had a heart attack because of all the stress he was going through.
Dialysis is really hard on your
So
heart.
he died from a heart attack.
Yeah, it's really hard on your heart to have dialysis. Not to
So it was
mention
quite an ordeal for him.
Well, for all of you, I mean, that's
and then when you want to
terrible to
bury
lose
him,
somebody.
Then when we wanted to bury him, we wanted to take to
Rose Hills.
Rose Hills, and we couldn't get a priest to come and minister to him, prayer over him, and so forth, because it wasn't a Catholic cemetery. So finally did, but the only way we could get the priest to go and say any prayers over him was if we paid him more money. That was another reason why I didn't care for the Catholic Church.
You know how when you consecrate the grave when someone dies at a funeral,
Yeah.
you want to be paid for it. If you
was paid for it. We went to Rose Hills to see if we liked the chapel to get married. Remember that? Yeah, they had a huge rose garden in front of the chapel. We went to all sorts of chapels in the valley and one down by the beach, trying to figure out where we were going to get married civilly. Rose Hills was an option.
Then when we got married, I had the best man ever.
Yeah, we did.
The what? This man, right?
Best man to our wedding.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Really well.
That's his thing now. It's-
Yeah, they look bad to
You
each other.
both do it to each other.
I do it to him just to tease him, but you'll say something like, "Oh, that's cool."